Today, we're talking about insurance. Here's the question. Dear Kat, my doctor found a growth in my uterus and had scheduled a surgery next week to remove it. How do I get my insurance to pay for the operation and follow-ups? I've already paid more than 1,000 ringgit for the doctor's consultation and tests. Can I claim this from my insurance? My sympathies are with you. Going for a surgery is very scary. But at least if you have a medical insurance, you don't have to worry about paying for it. Now, I know insurance premiums have gone up tremendously over the last few years. We'll talk about that in another video. In this discussion, I'm assuming that you're going for treatment in a private hospital and you're using your personal medical insurance. The first thing you need to do is to tell the doctor that you want to claim insurance. The hospital will apply for what is known as a guarantee letter or GL from your insurance company. The GL is a guarantee from your insurer that they will pay your bill. Now, the correct party to apply for the GL is not you, not your insurance agents, not your financial advisor. It is the hospital. They have a portal with the insurance company. If it's not a life and death situation, tell the hospital or the doctor that you only want to do the procedure after they have received the admission GL. That way, you will know that your admission is approved and you are able to claim. With the GL, you don't need to pay a hefty deposit to the hospital. Mind you, they will still collect something from you, but usually that's less than 1,000 ringgit. By the way, if you don't have a GL for heart procedures, you may need to pay a 40 or 50,000 ringgit deposit at the hospital. Now let's talk about what happens at the back end. When applying for the GL, the hospital has to submit a doctor's report to the insurance company. The report will contain a description of your symptoms, the doctor's findings, the diagnosis, and his treatment plan, and also an estimate of the cost. Now, the insurance company haven't seen you. They don't know the extent of your condition. So the doctor is their eyes and ears, so to speak. So whether you can claim or not depends a lot on the doctor's report. Usually, the insurance company takes about an hour to process the GL application. If they need more information from the doctor, then it will take longer. That's why I always advise my clients, if it's not an emergency, please ask the doctor to apply for the GL a few days before you are supposed to be admitted. Once the application is approved, the insurance company will issue an admission GL and you can proceed to be admitted to do your surgery. Now, fast forward a few days. The surgery was a success. You are recovering well. The doctor is very happy with your progress. He comes to you and tell you, hey, today you can go home. Yay, you are so excited. You quickly pack everything and then you sit and wait and wait and wait. Why is it taking so long? You need a discharge GL. Be prepared to wait a long time for it, although some hospitals are more efficient than others. The hospital has to give a doctor's report to get the discharge GL from the insurance company. It will include a report of the surgery and findings. For example, the hospital will have to submit a histopathology report on any tissue or tumor that was extracted. Was it cancerous? What were the findings? That kind of thing. Usually, the doctor will see you very early in the morning. And after seeing you, he will complete his ward rounds. Then he'll go down to his clinic. If there are patients there, he will see them first. And usually, it's only after lunch that he has time to sit down and write your report. Once it's ready, the hospital's billing department will calculate the cost and issue the bill. This can take 2 to 3 hours. Then the doctor's report and final bill will be given to the insurance company, which will then take probably an hour to process. If there are no questions, the discharge GL would be issued. If you don't want to wait, you can let the hospital swipe your credit card and can go home then. Now, for the expenses you've incurred before the surgery and follow-ups after discharge, you would need to pay first and claim later. The insurance company will not issue GLs for them. Here are some things you need to take note of. Number 1, what type of policy do you have? Now, this may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people do not know what kind of policy they have. So if you have a personal accident or PA policy, you can't use it to claim for hospitalization due to illness like this. A PA policy only covers accidents. Number 2, policy exclusion. Are there any body parts or conditions that are excluded? For example, if you had cysts in your uterus when you applied for your insurance, it's very likely that your uterus will not be covered by insurance. So in this case, you won't be able to claim. Number 3, vitamins and supplements. These are not covered by insurance. Tell the nurse not to bill you for any vitamins or supplements. You can buy them at pharmacies at a much lower price anyway. Number 4, room and board. Ask for the corporate rate. Some insurance companies have arrangements with hospitals to give their clients corporate rates. So for example, if your room and board entitlement is 300 ringgit per night and a single room at the hospital is 330, a 10% corporate discount would make the room 297 ringgit, which is within your entitlement. Number 5, pre and post hospitalization period. This can be 30, 60, 90, or even 180 days, depending on your policy. So, for example, if your post-hospitalization period is 90 days, any follow-up expenses incurred after this period will not be claimable. Hey, if you find this interesting, please like and subscribe. Now let's talk about pre- and post-hospitalization expenses. Let's say you don't feel well. You go to your family doctor or a general practitioner, GP. The GP says you need to see a specialist and writes you a referral letter. After seeing you, the specialist says that you need to be hospitalized. If the insurance company approves the hospital admission, then you can claim the GP consultation fees and medicines and the specialist fees, as well as all the follow-up consultation and medicines after discharge, provided that they fall within the pre- and post-hospitalization period stated in your policy. On the other hand, if the specialist says there's nothing wrong with you, you just ate too much pizza the other night, then you can't claim the GP or the specialist fees. For a hospitalization and surgical policy, you need to be admitted to hospital to be able to claim. However, there are some exceptions for daycare surgeries like endoscopy, colonoscopy, cataract removal. But if you go for cataract removal at an eye center instead of a hospital, then the insurance company will not issue a GL. You have to pay first and claim later. A word of caution here. The insurance company will only approve medically necessary procedures. For example, if you have stomach pain and the doctor says he needs to do an endoscopy to rule out certain conditions, that's allowed. But if, let's say, your best friend just discovered he had stomach cancer and you are so scared, you also want to check, you want to go for an endoscopy, that's not allowed. And don't fudge it either. Don't ask the doctor to go and fudge it because you will regret it later. It will impact your future application of insurance policy. Now you may ask, how would the insurance company know? Remember the fine prints that you didn't read? You basically give the insurance company permission to check with hospitals on your medical record. The next question is, do you have to be admitted for 6 hours to be able to claim? Yes and no. Some older policies do require a 6-hour admission at least to be able to claim, but the newer policies do not. The safest way is to get the hospital to apply for a GL for you. Now that you know how to claim for hospitalization admission, check out my other videos. See you in the next video. Bye.